Hey there, happy Friday, and welcome to Linda Sampson's virtual stamp party. So Linda is the sweetest, the kindest always, and this week has given me a lot of grace. So I was hoping to start her card demos on Tuesday, and I tell you what, the spring weather has not been normal, and so because of that, our planting is behind, and so when they started rolling, I just went right along with them, doing whatever I could to help them out on the farm. And then one of our sons is siding his house. So with the siding all tore off and tornado warnings and big storms in the area, we were working diligently to help him finish that up and get it wrapped with Tyvek before that happened. And then yesterday moved our college son home, cleaned out his place and moved him back home for the summer. So all of those just took quite a bit of time. So even though it's Friday night, I am here with a card for you guys. Hey there, Rosina. So here it is. I'm super excited to show you guys the sweet Songbirds. When I saw them in the catalog, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get to those cute little birds. Today looks like Angry Birds, but doesn't look like an angry bird. It looks like a cute bird, just that he's red like angry birds are. So yeah, so Linda Sampson is my virtual hostess. So let me get my camera turned around, and then you can see her card better and her information. Hi there, Diane. Good to have you on here as well. So thanks for your patience this week, as I've been really missing in action. But when I come home, even if it's late at night, I've been working on getting more cards made to send those out. So for those of you that haven't received cards for your orders, they are still coming. It's just that I need to be home to do that. Hi there, Lisa. So isn't that bird just cute? I just love it. And I love all the little sentiments that can go with a little bird told me. So I think that's really fun. And I think it's also great how many different colors we can make the birds be too, just based on what you want for fun or how they are in nature. So you can find that new bundle in the annual catalog on page 31, and just look at all those sweet little samples right there from the get-go that they show you, anything from birthday cards, thank you cards, little baby cards, everything. So there's nothing that I love more than a stamp set that is super versatile, and that fits the bill too. So can't wait to make more cards using like the nest and the little sign and all sorts of stuff. So I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes it takes just getting the stamp set out and start working with it to make you even more excited to work with it. So that's where that comes. And then of course it's a bundle. So with the stamp set, then there's a 10% savings if you buy the bundle with the stamp set as well. Hi there, Karen. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Deb. Good to see you guys on here. I didn't know if I was just like looking like a total homebody here by coming live at like supper time on a Friday night, right? Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I think it could be fun. I almost thought about doing like this card in like a few different of the new in color variations just to show you guys different looks for it too. But I'm like, oh, let's stick with this. And then before I get too carried away too, I have like another card off to the side where I tried to pull in another in color, that new Parakeet Party, the lighter green. I didn't like it as well, and also just like a white birch embossing folder too, but this is what I ended up with being my favorite variation of that. So let me set these things aside and get making the card for you. So with that, I think I'm going to start by pulling over my cut and emboss machine and putting some just basic white cardstock in there. Now, for those of you that loved the stitched dies that we had a few years ago, they were ovals, squares, and circles. Maybe you didn't get them then and they sold out right away. There's something very similar. And that's what I'm using today. That's from the new catalog as well. And those are the Stylish Shapes dies. Been kind of using them for you this month. So we've got some circles that are stitched, those squares, and then these banners. So I feel like that's a really good replacement for those that maybe missed out on the stitch shapes from before. So I'm just putting the second to the largest circle die through here and put that through, and then you can see how fun it is that not only is it a circle, but it is stitched too, so you can see that nice look on there. I like how Lisa, I need to have all that. For some reason, Lisa, I can so just hear your tone of voice when you say that. I love it. Lisa is one who always makes me feel very normal. Like, okay, I'm not the only one who wants all of it all the time. Okay, let me set that aside, that die. And then next I'm going to take a piece of Granny Apple Green, and that's cut 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to run that through my embossing folder, or excuse me, my cut and emboss machine with this folder, the Timber 3D embossing folder. I don't know why at first I was afraid that this was getting retired or something, but it stayed with. So if you want the pattern going this way or this way, it's a 6 by 6. So it's really nice that you can have choices on which direction you want it to flow based on which way your card's running and the design in it. So I want my grain to go up and down that way. It's 3D, so I'm just putting plate number 1 here, then the folder, and then plate number 4 on there to run that through, and then it's a really smooth go through for that. So then we've got that part all done. So we've got like that timber emboss look, and anytime we can emboss, I love doing that. Just, I think it adds such a nice extra added layer to a card and really makes everything kind of stand out. So for our other card layers, I'm going to go right to the base and show you that new Sweet Sorbet color. Kind of not red. I mean, it is a red, but I like to compare it to real red. So this is real red and this is Sweet Sorbet. So kind of a faded look that way. And I'm not sure, you know, how my camera will pick that up. The real red's definitely a lot brighter. Not that this is pink, it's just, it's a sorbet. So anyway, I don't know if that helps or not, but when I show you the new colors, I try and bring in other colors that are similar that you might go like, how similar is that or not? So I just love the brightness of these colors without being too bright or too neon or too intense. So I think this will be a really fun one to work with, and I'm excited to show you guys this one today. Hi there, Wendy. Before I get started, well, no, let me do a little bit more and then I'll show you some other things that I was going to do besides this one. And what I think I will do next is focus on stamping on my circle here. When I did my card, I kind of was all over the board with the different steps and everything. So now that I'm actually doing it for you guys, I have to take a step back and go, now how am I going to do this for you? So let me take my Early Espresso ink pad, and that's going to be the color I'm going to use for my branch. And this branch is going to come in kind of from the right side of my card. So I'm just going to kind of tap that on, and I'm going to put that here. And I want to not put it so far over because I want to make sure that I have room for the fun leaves. And so with that, yeah, Rosina said watermelon sorbet. It does kind of look like that type of color too. For a few years ago, they had like a watermelon color that was kind of similar to that as well. So yeah, it is kind of similar to that too, Rosina. Okay, so what I love about the leaves is what Stampin' Up! Did. Stampin' Up! Put all these leaves together on one stamp. So when I ink it up in my Granny Apple Green here, it is just one nice stamp in my ink pad here of 5 leaves. And then I can twist it around and just line those up perfectly to the tips of that branch, like so. How nice is that? So all those leaves are on there just where they're supposed to be. I love it when Stampin' Up! Does just little things like that. So now I'm going to set that aside there, and I'm going to work on the bird. And so this is my scrap piece of paper that I was going to cut off, and I thought, you know what, this will help me if I leave it on here to show you what not to do. So there's the bird, and when you stamp him out, that's the whole bird body. But then there's a pair of eyes, which I love too, that Stampin' Up! Has both eyes on one block. If you push too hard on your black ink pad, this is what you're going to get. Not 2 separate eyes, but like a dot connected by a dot to another dot with a bar through it. So don't do that. But what I'm going to do then is take my Sweet Sorbet ink pad, and ink that up for the bird body here. And then I'll just set that here and stamp that out. And then I will punch that out with my punch here. And it's great that that just is so easy to feed right into my punch. And I'm going to make sure that, yep, that the tail's in there. Okay, there we go. So I've got that now all punched out. How cute is that bird there? Hi, Patty. Hi, Rose. Thanks for joining in. So I'm just going to set that scrap aside and my punch for now. Now I'm going to work on the eyes here that I just talked about. So I'm going to make those black. And like I said, just kind of want to almost like tap on my ink pad and then make sure that I haven't pressed too hard to get that ink in the middle of the two eyes too. So I'll kind of tap and then just kind of, I do a little bit of a kind of a, I don't know, press and kind of try not to move it, but there we've got the eyes. That's what I do. And then let's go with Mango Melody. I'm going to open that up and just ink that up. It almost looks like it could be a heart, which I think it will be cool for Valentine's, where you can have like little hearts going up, but this is actually going to be the mouth of the bird. And with this being photopolymer, it's great because then I can just line that right up. And then that Mango Melody ink goes right where that should be there. And then I want to add an arm to, or a wing, not an arm, a wing. And so with that, there's a couple like wing options, both with the stamp and the punch. So I'm just going to take and ink the wing up in Sweet Sorbet, set that aside. I've got all sorts of, I don't know if you can see it, all sorts of stamps there. And so with that, I'm using tons of blocks and stamps. And so as I stamp, I kind of set it aside so I know what I have left to do and what needs to be done. There again, I can just take and feed that right into my punch, like so, and do that to get that wing, and that's gonna kind of build up on there. Now before I am ready to put that on here though, I'm gonna give it some feet. So with that, I'm gonna take my black ink pad again and tap those legs on there and kind of just set that like so on the branch. So I've got the legs, and now I can kind of start doing more with building up the birds. So let's get some dimensionals going on here. About 3 dimensionals, like so, and then I'll just kind of hover that here on the bird, and then I'm just going to put 1 dimensional on the wing, oops, and have that kind of just go like that. So we have that going so far. And now I'm going to put the notes on. I'm just going to make sure I tap that in the Sweet Sorbet, making sure I'm not getting any ink there. And then I can just get some notes as close as I can to the bird. But before placing the bird, I'm not sure exactly where those notes are going to fit. So that's why I kind of built all of that up first. So now we've got that kind of as our focal point and centerpiece. So now I'm going to actually start kind of adding to the card base. So before I decided to go with the Granny Apple Green, I thought, oh, this would be kind of fun to do like a white timber emboss there. But then when I added a couple of my accessory strips of paper and such, it kind of looked washed out, or maybe too, I don't know, wintry. So it was okay, but it just didn't have the pop and appeal that I liked. And then I tried it with that new Parakeet Party, which, you know, that's okay too. But then when I see the difference of adding it onto Granny Apple Green, which is the deeper color, it just made the red pop a lot more. So I kind of like to let you show show you what those different colors look like and such. And then I kind of played around with adjusting the branch as well too, so you can kind of see what kind of goes into making my cards sometimes. And sometimes it's by accident, like, oops, I put the branch the wrong way. But I think we all agree, like, sometimes those types of little things don't make that much of a difference either when it comes to positioning on the card or anything like that. So, so I'm going to go with Granny Apple Green and put that on my sweet sorbet here. Now for my little strips that I just showed you. Where did they go? Oh, here they are, because I just had them in my hand. Okay, so this is a 4-inch by 1-inch strip, and you can see it's kind of ombre. So that's coming from that new 2022-2024 in color 6x6 glimmer paper stack. So they took all the 5 new in colors and made this pretty ombre glimmer paper, which we all love. We loved it in the last catalog too. So, oh, thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl also loved the Granny Apple Green. I just think it's deeper and it gives everything a pop. So that's where this strip is coming from. And then this is cut, like I said, 1x4. And then those new in colors, of course, we always get a nice 6x6 pad of designer series paper, so you can see the fun in colors in different patterns too. So this is kind of florally. I thought about that, but then on the back side, I kind of like the stripes. And if you know me, I kind of like anything that's a little bit more stripy looking. So this I cut 4 inches by 1.5 inches. So that is just going to kind of frame one to the other. So I'll put this down here across there. Like I said, this piece is 4 by 1.5. And now this one is 4 by 1 inch. So that way we have kind of that 1/4 inch on each side there. And so it doesn't make a difference if you have lighter to darker or darker to lighter, however you like that look when you do it. And now this piece is all built up and ready to go already. I keep looking at my fingers. I got so much ink on them today, and I think it's because it's a new ink pad. And so a little bit harder to open. So then I just tend to get more ink on my fingers as I work with getting them working a little bit more. So on the back side of my circle, I'm just going to add 4 dimensionals kind of equally around there. Now this is ready to set on the card like so, and I just want to make sure that the tail's not going off too far there. And now all of a sudden it just looks really cheery, like it's sitting in nature, and that's what my goal was. And now I just need to work on a sentiment and a little accessory. So for my sentiment, I'm just taking a 3/4 inch strip of basic white, and then we have the sentiment "A Little Bird Told Me," which I think is just going to be so perfect. Like I said, for so many different sentiments, it can be congratulations for baby, or birthdays, or, you know, anything congratulations or exciting. And then I'm just going to give that just a little trim there and flip that over and put a couple dimensionals on there to pop that up. And those will stick really well to that 3D embossed folder look there. So I'm going to put that up in the corner there, "A Little Bird Told Me." And then I'm going to accessorize the card. And some of our new accessories have some red tones and some pink tones, but I really wanted to go with sweet sorbet. So I'm like, well, what do we have for 2022, 2024 in colored accessories? And we have these fun in color matte dots, decorative dots, and they're adhesive back, which is always a plus for me. I love that Stampin' Up! Is coming out with almost all of their accessories that way. So I'm going to take one large one, kind of put that here, and then one little tiny one and put that over there. Normally I like to do like a set of 3 accessories and such, but I kind of like, with the space allowed, putting one big one here, one small one here, and almost a third accessory in this little area is the sentiment there. So I'm just going to kind of have that be just like so. Hi Pam, thanks for sharing. Hi Kay, thank you so much. So that, I think, just adds a little touch, especially because the leaves, the music notes, so much going on with the bird. I kind of want that to be the focus, and adding a little bit of an accessory is just what is needed without being overdone. Now for the inside, I thought it would be fun to bring that branch back in again. Photopolymer stamp set. So let me grab my stamp mat here and put some scratch paper over that because it's going to go off my little 4 by 5 1/4 piece here. So I'm just going to add that branch on there with Early Espresso again. And then I'm going to ink up those leaves in Granny Apple Green again. And once again, it's so nice to have them all in one stamp. So one stamp instead of 5. And then I'm going to follow through with those music notes again from the front. Just kind of tap those on. I'm going to have those just kind of hover over the branch so it looks like a little celebration is still going on from the outside to the inside of the card. And then the sentiment to go along with A Little Bird Told Me. This one will say, you've got something to celebrate. So I thought that would be great. You know, it could almost be like a graduation card. It can be a birthday card, anything. So I like kind of the versatility of you've got something to celebrate. And it's just got such a sweet little font to it that just matches that Songbird too. Very easy to read, and I always like that and appreciate that too. So let me just put a little bit of adhesive here on the back side, and especially for those getting Linda's cards that will be ordering from her party and such. If you know me at all, I love sending cards that can be versatile for any occasion so that you can send the card. Not that you, I mean, some of you like to keep them, look at them, copy them, and make more and have those dimensions and ideas at your fingertips too. But I also love having a card that you can send out because it is exactly what you needed and versatile that way. So here we have A Little Bird Told Me. You've got something to celebrate. And like I said, I just love how the branch and the music notes kind of follow through there from the outside to the inside. So that is card number 1 there for my hostess, Linda. And let me get my camera turned around. And I feel like I'm, like I said, a little off schedule. Whoops. But I'm going to be trying to stay on schedule. I just set my cut and emboss machine down there by my feet. Not a good spot. So I will be coming back to you guys Monday and Tuesday with cards number 2 and 3 for Linda's virtual demo. So I'll be pulling out some more new products from the annual catalog and probably doing another product pulled from the mini catalog too, because we can't forget about the great mini that's going on right now, because there's some fantastic things and things are still available, which is always exciting too. So I like to have a little bit of variety that way too. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and now that I hopefully won't be running around as much, possibly I'll get some more cards made and out to you guys for those that are patiently waiting. I kind of do cards in the order that your orders or requests come in, so I'm working my way down the list, and it's good to keep crossing off every day. Today 3 more packages went to the post office. I know I already have 3 more to go out tomorrow and such too, and hopefully if I keep working tonight, maybe even 6 or 7 more too. So have a good weekend, and if you have any questions on how to order from Linda's party, so this is card number 1. Let's see, there's sunshine, which is great, out of 3. So if you order from Linda's party, a minimum $25 order will get you the 3 cards that I make for her party for free from her and I as our thank you for you ordering. And if you need help ordering, just let me know, but make sure and let me know which hostess code, because I still have Brenda Stuckey's hostess code open from her party that I did demos last week, and then this one as well. So make sure and let me know which party you want to put your order towards so that the right hostess gets a credit, and then I update them with orders coming in to let them know that it has happened too. So thanks so much guys again, and see you on Monday. Bye-bye.